must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Thank you so much for joining us. It is the 31st of May 2021, the last day of the month of May. I trust you had a wonderful weekend. My name is Miriam Mugutu. The show is Good Morning Africa, and we're coming to you from Kenya's capital here in Nairobi. Thank you so much. And today, just in a short while, we shall be joining our correspondent from Kisumu, where, as we talked about yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta will be leading the national celebrations of Madaraka Day tomorrow from the lakeside city of Kisumu. So Tawish is on standby there and shall be bringing us the latest in terms of the preparations and what is going on there in Kisumu. But before we get to that, I'd like to bring us up to date with the latest figures of COVID-19 this morning. In Kenya, the number of confirmed cases right now standing at 170,647 cases. The death toll in the country has topped 3,157. Recovery so far is 116,776. Uganda, the cases at 44,281. The death toll is 359. Recovery so far is 43,401 cases. And South Africa, the leading country in the continent, the cases right now standing at 1,662,825 cases. The death toll in South Africa is 56,439. Recovery so far is 1,556,873. And the total figures in Africa this morning, right now, the cases have topped 4,826,891 cases. The death toll is 130,304 across the continent, and recovery so far is 4,321,562. And of course, the global statistics have surpassed 171 million cases worldwide, with the death toll over 3.5 million cases across the globe. Thank you so much. So that is the latest. I'd like to introduce my panelists this morning, Jevan Karanja from Nanyuki. Jevan, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers wherever they are catching this broadcast from. And a good morning to my panelist, my fellow panelist, colleague, Professor Jared Onyari. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, very well. Thank you so much. And we do also have Professor Jared Onyari. Prof, a very good morning to you. Professor, good morning, if you can hear me. All right, okay. Prof is still joining there. Sometimes it takes a while for the audio to pick up, but once he's able to hear me, then Prof shall be with us very shortly. And as I said there earlier, we're waiting for Samuel Tawish, who shall be giving us the latest there from Kisumu. And before Tawish comes in, on the newspapers this morning, the headlines. Prof, can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Miriam.
All right, Karibu on the show. Okay. Very well. So on the Standard newspaper this morning, show of might as Uhuru tour starts. President Kenyatta landed in Kisumu accompanied by more than 15 cabinet and principal secretaries to launch projects in the region ahead of Madaraka Day celebrations in the city tomorrow. That will form the basis of what discussion this morning. And then just beside that, Muturi sparks power struggle in Mount Kenya. Two rival camps, Mount Kenya West and Mount Kenya East, pulling in opposite directions in a region at a crossroads, with President Kenyatta retiring next year. Not clear a favorite year to take up the mandate. And then just down there, chopper crashes after dropping Raila. That was a scare. There was a scare yesterday when a helicopter that dropped ODM leader Raila Odinga at President Kenyatta's event in Siaya crashed. A passenger was injured. And then on the headline, on the Star newspaper, Uhuru moves to amend past in Raila backyard. Kenyatta declared that his handshake with Odinga is a long-term engagement, contrary to detractors' claims. The story is on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper. And then just up there, Kalembe Ndile, a charcoal burner who rose to dine with the mighty, takes the final bow. And then just... well, the story on the Rastafari on the Star newspaper there, they're saying Rastafari is spirituality and, bang is our sacrament. So they're saying, the government should legalize their sacrament. Apparently weed is what they... Okay. The Daily Nation this morning. Handshake anti-climax amidst a symbolic train ride by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga from Nakuru to Kisumu. Incomplete development projects and a dark cloud of the COVID-19 pandemic dampened the mood ahead of Madaraka Day activities. The story is on page 4 of the Daily Nation. And then Moi's land legal battles come back to haunt him. And then Kibwezi mourns Kalembe Ndile, the squatter's child who became member of parliament. And then disquiet in Ruto camp as Madaraka feat hijacked. A deputy president said to attend the feat but will not participate in the launch of projects in the region. His office said yesterday some of his allies say the DP has been sidelined in the preparations for the state function. And maybe this is in regards to what we are talking about this morning, a disquiet in Ruto's camp, because he will not be part of launching these projects, because according to the DP, the government has not been doing enough to address whatever it is that Kenyans need to be addressed. So by him not being included in this function tomorrow, in launching these projects today, I think, and tomorrow, was it the right thing? I don't know how you look at that, Professor. I'll start with you.
Miriam, thank you for that good question. Is that why should he be involved? He absconded to do this, Miriam. He has started this bottom-up approach on how he wants to empower Kenyans when he becomes the president, Miriam. Surely Kenyans and even the newspapers, the newspapers set the agenda. They know very well that this man does not work. They know very well this man does not obey law of command, Miriam. Apart from the constitution which joins them, Miriam, at the hip, that you cannot be able to separate one because you may lose life. Honestly, if I were him, and if he was ever principled, he could have done what Jaramogi Oginga did in 1966. If he found that he could not go on with the regime that be, Miriam, you put out. But he doesn't want to put out. He's saying he's not being involved. He's no support to the president. He's not the support of the government programs, Miriam. Now, why should we involve him in the project which he has not been part of, which he does not believe in, Miriam? In any event, what you normally see here, wherever he goes to be telling Kenyans this bottom-up approach of doing things when he becomes the president. Who wanasikia tumefanya hii na tumetenda hii, we have built this kind of roads, we have done a last mile, we have done all these kind of things. Miriam, it is either you believe in something or you don't believe. The future generation, our children's children, are going to have a very interesting history to read, because there became a time when someone was a deputy president of Kenya and he never worked. And in any event, Miriam, he talks about sidelining. Let him tell us why he has been sidelined. He's not telling us. He talks like he has been sidelined, Miriam. Who will Miriam be with you, Miriam, when you go to Aurora and Kimurere Dam, Miriam, and you take all the money which belongs to the project, Miriam? The money from that project ends up buying towels and bed sheets and cutleries in your hotel, Miriam. Who will really want to be with you, Miriam? You don't isolate yourself. You don't sideline yourself. And then now you come to say that I have been sidelined, I will go, Miriam. The most honorable things, Miriam, from my side, let him just resign from being the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Let him try his luck next year, Miriam. You can't have a package. You can't be elected in a package, Miriam. And then you leave the other party to come, Miriam. You tell us you will do this. I know, Miriam. I remember the days they were wearing red white shirt and red ties, Miriam, and they could match, Miriam. They could run projects together. What happened? Will you come and tell Kenyans what happened? Why is he being sidelined?
All right. The days of red tie and white shirt is just long gone. The bromance there. But the Deputy President William Ruto will attend tomorrow's 58th Madaraka Day celebrations in Kisumu, but will not accompany President Kenyatta and his host Raila Odinga on project launches. This emerged yesterday as Dr. Ruto's allies claimed he had been sidelined in the preparations for the state function despite being the second in command. Some of the DP's allies feel President Uhuru Kenyatta and Mr. Odinga have taken center stage in the plan, but the DP continued to be ignored. A statement released on Saturday by State House spokesperson Kanzidena Muraro did not mention the DP, even as she confirmed that Mr. Kenyatta would be accompanied by Mr. Odinga and other local leaders on his arrival in Kisumu. First of all, do you think even the Deputy President would he want to be involved in launching this project to start off, Javen? You think he would be interested to be part of that?
Miriam, thank you very much for that question. I don't think the Deputy President is even interested in knowing what the Jubilee government is doing in terms of the ongoing project. But it is also funny, Miriam, that he has interest with already completed project that are already in operations, because wherever he goes, he talks of already completed project. But projects that are ongoing, Miriam, he does not talk about them. Therefore, he wants to take credit with some of the projects that are changing lives, that are transforming lives of Kenyans, and some projects that Kenyans really know and benefit with. Because I also heard him saying that the Jubilee government, the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta is a great one, so and so. Therefore, he chooses when to disassociate himself with the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta and when to support the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Therefore, I don't feel he is interested mostly with projects that are ongoing or projects that are being commissioned for the first time. On the same very note, Miriam, the Deputy President was elected with the same ticket with the President. And Miriam, I don't know what's wrong. And as Professor is saying, Miriam, he need to tell us why was he sidelined? Because to me, and from my observation, I see the Deputy President as a man who has sidelined himself. Because, Miriam, when the President, and the President being his boss, Miriam, he need have to follow what the President was doing. President Uhuru Kenyatta has come with good blueprints, good policies, good developmental and infrastructural agendas, but Deputy President failed to follow that route. President Uhuru Kenyatta came with the BBI, an initiative that is intended to unite this country. The Deputy President failed to follow that route. In fact, the Deputy President is following a route of 2022 succession politics. And that is where his heart is. Therefore, these people, they are reading from different script. These people are following different paths, and they are not going on a parallel path. They are going on the diagonal and the other kind of routes where they will not even agree on anything, because DP Ruto is preoccupied with 2022 political succession, while President Uhuru Kenyatta is more of leaving a legacy on his term. But Miriam, history will judge him on what he has done, because as the Deputy President, Miriam, you have scored duties. You are not following what the boss is doing, Miriam, but you're promising us paradise if you happen to be elected President, Miriam. Character and your character, Miriam, talks a lot of who you are, and the character of the Deputy President is a man who is full of himself, Miriam. That is what I have seen and what I've observed from the few days I've been observing the political happening of this country. Is a man who wants to be on the top every time. He does not want to follow instructions or to follow others, his boss. Therefore, Miriam, on that very note, the Deputy President should do us justice, Miriam. He is getting paid. He is taking taxpayers' money, Miriam. We are servicing where he stays, Miriam, but he is not doing his duties, Miriam. To me, that amounts to some kind of inhuman treatment of the people who voted him, Miriam. He needs to do us justice and step aside and allow the president to finish his term. And if God guarantees him to be the president in 2022, Miriam, we'll see the kind of paradise that we bring in this country. But I don't think there is any.
Okay.
Thank you.
Paradise sounds good. Now, the DP's allies speaking to the nation claimed that the Nation newspaper claimed the celebrations in Kisumu had been hijacked by the Handshake brothers. It's Madaraka Day for the two Handshake partners and their cronies. A very sad situation, but things will change soon. They will never stop the power of God and the people. That is according to KU South Member of Parliament Daniel Rono. And also, LKU Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, a Ruto ally, said the president and his deputy should meet leaders from every region if he means well for the country. For our region, we want to discuss government projects and the economy, especially farmers' issues. Will he, President, really meet us to visit Rift Valley anytime soon? Mr. Murkomen posed. Professor Murkomen is now once a date with the President Uhuru Kenyatta to go discuss developmental issues as well.
Miriam, let me just take you where you come from and where I come from, the character is the same. Thank God that the Christian does come. You know, the first wife will have the sons who have grown and have become big, even the daughters who have very big. As time goes, then the old man decided to bring his wife, the younger wife. Even the age of even younger than those sons, Miriam. And what these sons do in this home, Miriam, they keep on insulting this younger wife. They are their mother. This is their mother. Whether she's young, this is their mother, Miriam. Do you think the father will take it kind? Don't you think you can even catch them? You know, you come from this culture, you know what I'm talking about, Miriam. Why does the first wife, the mother, wants his children to get curses? What I'm trying to say, why can't the deputy president stop these small boys, Murkomen, keep on insulting the president, Miriam? The handshake, Miriam, is good for this country. Miriam, if I start talking about BBI, Miriam, think about these young boys who were born in 80s and 90s, Miriam. They don't know where this country has come from, Miriam. I can tell you for sure, Miriam, we have struggled to make Kenya what it is, even to give these people freedom to insult the president, Miriam. Some people were maimed, and even some people's children did not go to school because, Miriam, we were trying to make a better Kenya. And we have realized, Miriam, the only best way, Miriam, is to shake hands and put the country forward and agree how do we take this country forward. Miriam, you can see for the first time, Miriam, we have been taxpayers in this country for all these years, Miriam, and we cannot see development, Miriam. So when people talk about the handshake, Miriam, why is it becoming an issue when we are going to celebrate Madaraka Day in Kisumu? We did the other day, we did it in Kisii.
Yeah, why it's an issue right now?
We did it in Kisii, Miriam. The other time we did it in Machakos. The other time we had done it in Mombasa. Why is it becoming an issue? We have done it in Meru, Miriam. Why is it becoming an issue when we are celebrating in Kisumu? You want to tell me Kisumu is not part of Kenya? They are talking about the handshake has been hijacked. Does the Prime Minister works in the office of the President, Miriam? Who is in charge of organizing the National Days, Miriam? Miriam, these people should not continue to insult the intelligence of Kenyans, Miriam. We know what's happening, Miriam. Those projects, Miriam, were not just done this day, Miriam. Gone are those days, Miriam, when the president will go and stand on the roadside and Miriam and say that I will give you this, I will give you this. Remember one day when the president was even appointing the vice president on the roadside and he said that amewapatia wacha aone kama sufuria za ugali zitaongezeka. You remember those kind of days? Gone are those days, Miriam. This project, Miriam, some of these members of parliament, they do it in parliament, the national budget, Miriam. They are allocated, Miriam. So when you want to come and talk about that they are being influenced by the handshake, no. The process, Miriam, is consultative, Miriam. People participate, Miriam. If we are discussing about the budget, Miriam, and we are being told this, and you don't come, Miriam, do you want us to follow you where you are? Miriam, we are so much preoccupied with building a united country. The people of Kisumu, they need services. So there have been services. You know, Miriam, let me tell you for one. And I wish one day I should be given 3 hours to lecture some of these characters and find time to listen, Miriam. The Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga, and the President, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they are not just ordinary folks. They are not sons of the bisons who who have been rearing chickens, Miriam, and all this, I don't insult them. But what I want to say, these are guys with history, Miriam. They fought for the independence of this country, Miriam. They could not agree on how to take this country forward. And it is their sons who will correct because their fathers are no longer there, Miriam. And this is the opportunity, Miriam, we lose it. We cannot leave it to Raila Jr. and Jomo to come and correct some of these ills. So some of the things which their fathers did and they messed each other, they must be able to sort them out. You remember the days of 1969 when there was some chaos in Kisumu. What did Kenyatta say? Jaramogi, kama ungekuwa rafiki yangu, ungeona, you could have not seen what you could not imagine what you could see. These people were friends. So their sons are saying that our fathers started very well. Jaramogi was given an opportunity to make the government by the colonial people, but he said, no, we are fighting for Uhuru na Kenyatta. They were asking for independence and Kenyatta. Jaramogi could have become a president, Miriam. Because of the Andras, these people.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Agree. So their sons want to correct these things once and for all. And these people, wherever they are seeing that things going to Kisumu or Nyanza, Miriam, Luos are part of this country. Are part of this country. They deserve everything else. And on this, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Okay.
This is one of the richest leaders. You have done it. To have managed to contain Raila for 5 years is not easy. Jomo did not succeed. Moi did not succeed. Kibaki did not succeed. But at least they have worked for 5 years. So these small boys like Murkomen and others, let's go back and read history. We want to unite. We want to make this country united. In any event, Miriam, they are members of parliament and they are supposed to be oversighting, to registrate, Miriam, and oversight. Tell me even half of the bill, which Murkomen and some of these characters have come. You cannot take the country forward if you don't make good laws. You can't take this country, Miriam. You cannot oversight the government, Miriam.
Okay.
So hii siasa pesa nana wachane.
Sawa sawa. President Kenyatta landed at Kisumu International Airport at 3 p.m. yesterday and headed straight to Mr. Odinga's home county, Siaya, where he launched a road, water and sanitation projects. Today, a planned opening of the revamped Kisumu's port is supposed to end months of speculation and uncertainty around the 3 billion Kenya shillings project, coming after numerous impromptu and low-profile inspection visit by the handshake partners. This morning, the head of state will flag off the refurbished MV Uhuru vessel loaded with 22 wagons, each carrying about 50,000 liters of petroleum products en route to Jinja, Uganda. And rehabilitation's work at the port have taken 24 months, closely supervised by the two political allies who signed a truce in March 2018 after a divisive and bitterly contested general election. And the many projects in Nyanza and the western region are a product of the political reapproachment. We also joined this morning by Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, if you can hear me, a very good morning to you. Okay, as we wait for Doc to join us.
No. I'm here.
Okay.
Welcome.
Miriam.
Yes.
Good morning.
A very good morning to you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Javani Karanja. I heard someone talk about a man called Murkomen.
Murkomen wants president to go to Marakwet, Elgeyo.
Okay. Maybe he wants to write witness statements against the president, like he wrote. You see that Onyali described this Murkomen, Pesa ya Nane. These are idiots. Not even Pesa ya Nane. They don't have anything. These are lumpen proletariat. This you look at his.
Okay, we seem to have had a bit of a technical hitch there. So once the doc is able to be back. Okay. Go ahead.
You have removed me again?
No. We had a bit of a hitch, but you're back now.
This guy is a witness. This guy wrote statements about Uhuru Kenyatta. and Ruto to be jailed in the hell. I have said, why can't he accuse me? Why can't he accuse me for libel? I will pay him. I will sell my shoes and pay him. First of all, my shoes alone can bring me 1 million shillings. The type of shoes I wear. I'm also a Luo from the lake. If they want me to show them, the real Luo man. That's why my name is Nyekorach. You don't know. Mimi sitaki hiyo mambo ya kuzungumiza hapa sasa. Tunazungumiza na with stupid people. That professorship hiyo. Alienda huko Amerika anapata kikaratasi. Kutoka huko Amerika. Anarudi hapa anaroa Dr. Murkomen. Murkomen iko kwa karatasi ziko wapi? Huyu Murkomen was working for George Soros. Baba Onyali, at our age, wacha to deliver salvo to these guys. Murkomen alikuwa anafanya kazi. Mimi najua Onyali is my man on conflict for a long time. He has struggled to become where he is today. Show me where Murkomen worked as a clerk. Where did he work as a cleric officer? Does Murkomen know how to file a filing cabinet? Usipembelesha hawa watu. Hii watu ndio adui ya Kenya. Pesa nane siasa. And therefore Murkomen is on notice. Another one is Sanga, the governor of Nandi, on notice. Senior cases zinaanza this next month, tomorrow. You think Fatou Bensouda is going without a fight? By the way, Fatou Bensouda is leaving on 30th. Don't forget of June. But she is going to leave when she has started Mr. Mucheru's case. I want you people on the panel to get facts. Hiyo kesi itakuwa kotini. Alafu judges waite watu wenye waliwapatia pesa waende. You haven't seen the drama yet? People are not eating. People are going to the toilet. If you didn't know, Miriam, some people are not eating. They have grown thinner. That's why they are crying for reconciliation.
Doc, Murkomen is saying they want the president to go there so that they can discuss matters to do with the economy, especially farmers' issues.
Why doesn't he discuss the damn money? Him and his wife got new cars from Keio Valley. Yes! Where? Yenye mnakataa nini? Walipata magari mupya. We discuss that. The president has not refused to discuss anything with the people of Elengoya Marakwet. He's going to go there. Give him a chance. Watu wengine watakuwa kwa ndege. Kwa ndege ya tereri. Ndege. Wewe mwenyenye bado jua what is coming. You don't know what is coming in the time. Oh no, oh Lord, wacha Miriam. Mambo iko mbaya uko nje. Walisema refugee watu sasa. Haya tuone. Mimi sina mambo, lakini mtu atanitafuta atakuwa shindano. I will be lost like a needle. Maneno iko mbaya. Miriam, you hadn't known what is going on. The drama is huge. Yani Murkomen. Hiyo mambo yote ya witnesses yote inakuja. So Murkomen is a party to the problems. So must waste much time on him. It's a small. Two, the group that is saying Duale. Sindio mnasema Duale is what? He was busy shouting his mouth up. This Duale is my small student that I was coaching tutorial. He hasn't even paid the tutorial fee in Intercontinental Hotel when he was doing his degree. Kwenda anazungumiza nini? Brother ya Duale ndio alinunua mandege na hiyo pesa ya Meroro Dam. Maneno natoka, si ndio? Nataka itoke. Onyari, you speak the truth and die with it. God will even thank you. Mimi kwa Kenyatta nazungumiza. Hey, Kenyatta na Raila walisema kitu moja. Kumbusha mimi buze. Kwa Kiswahili Mr. Karanja, kumbusha mimi. Ndege kwa wanasema hii Kiswahili gani hiyo? Tunasema ama udege nini? Alisema
Simama kidete.
Kenyatta alisema atasimama kidege. Raila alisema atasimama kidege. Wewe sema Mathanga nisimame wapi? Niko na hawa mpaka mwisho.
Kidete.
Mpaka tutoe mwizi. Niko mwizi hapa Kenya. Very big fish. Who should be exposed? Even to Museveni, we tell Museveni this is a fish. Yeye bado jua siasa yangu. Itamumaliza siasa kutoka huko pande hiyo. I'm a deadly guy. Don't ever try Mathanga. And you think talk about Mathanga. Ask President Museveni who I am. He will tell you he's a very good man. But you don't kosea yeye. Bado. Sindio anataka tulete regional. Tulete. Nana who will suffer more? Touch me and who will suffer more? You touch me and we see who will suffer more. Miss Onyari and the medium, touch me. I have been so lenient. What one every day they insult me. You think I have a thick skin of a soldier. I am not going to keep quiet. The internet is everywhere. You think if I go to London, I cannot speak every morning? You think if I go to Zimbabwe, I cannot speak? If I go to South Sudan, will Riaka chase me away? I will speak. Tena hapo ndio takuwa lizo. Hapa nakata kidogo. Unaona Miriam? I cut it small because I want to keep people decorum. Hii watu wa hizi. This is a thief. There is a thief here who smells everywhere. Kila mtu unaingia hata kesho ceremony. Ceremony. What is the problem there? Miriam, is there a problem?
No, we're okay.
Is the studio listening to my words or there is a problem?
Yes.
We're hearing what you're saying.
We are with you. Tell them.
You can't be a father when your son-in-law is in the country and everybody is saying you're a thief. How do you marry? You tell me. Now I'm talking quietly.
If the
father of Miriam, another fortunate that I missed marrying there. But if he could hear that I am a thief and I have come for her, for the tallest lady in the family, you think the father will be all right? He will tell me, you should let him not even step in my compound. Yes, yes, parents, like me now, I hear my daughter is marrying a thief. Who is going to? Kidete. Ataki kusimama kidete na mimi. Muizi, anaiba vitu. You think I don't have daughters who are married to high places? But have you ever seen me going there also to be married? Miriam, I'm not married. It is my daughter who is married, not me. Mathanga, me, I will work here, talk here. But I will not talk because I have a father-in-law who is very rich, even in Africa. Have you seen me carrying that level? Tena niliambia my daughter that if I find, now you have left my house without a helicopter, but I find a helicopter in your compound, I will take off my trouser and walk away. And that is a curse for you. In our tribe. Miriam, nakwambia ya haki. Nipate helicopter that nasema hawa wananunua helicopter. They have stolen people's money. Pesa ya ya mtu, a citizen, an ordinary, whether he's in Namibia, whether he's in Angola, he's an African suffering. I don't care a damn. Wacha nikufe na my poverty. Yeah, wacha nikufe na poverty yangu. Lakini I cannot be married by another man. How do you marry me? You have married my daughter, then you add me on. No, I'm a full Mugisu. So Miriam, sorry, nilivamilia debate hii iko kali, tuendelee na debate, to cross over to Kisumu. Niko kidete na kidete kwa kidete. Anda baba na Uhuru, niko kidete. If Ruto wants to commit suicide, can commit. Mimi niko kidete chini ya hawa. Kama wanaenda na mimi naenda. Yes. Wache tuambiane ukweli leo. Why do I wait? Some people are saying, oh, if you are threatening me that you will deport me, then why should I wait here? If I have this chance, I also hammer you. Before you take me down. Na mimi tumalizane before you take me. You have already told me that when we come to power, we shall come after swearing in. They have told me. You younger men, don't you read my Facebook? Don't you read? Because I defend the legacy. I defend Uhuru Kenyatta. They have told me that we get power like this. You are gone. So let me also use these remaining months. Wanalima na lima. Last week niliwatembeza kwa maji, walienda chini ya maji. Tena this week iko mambo ngine nimesikia kutoka South Sudan. Now who is sponsoring these rebels? Who? Hey, na imepata hiyo sasa italima this week, mtu ataenda kwa toilet. That's the narrative. Wiki mzima. Asante sana Miriam. Ask another question. I see here people having.
But Doctor,
let me tell you, Miriam, this constitution, the sovereign of the constitution are the people, not MPs, not parliament. So anybody purporting to redraft BBI is mentally deranged. Whether Speaker Muturi, whether who is also mentally deranged, because he has already mentally deranged himself. We know his trick. Now tumepata trick yake. Imepata mambo mengi sana Miriam. I can't even say it here. Shut. Kumbe tunepata trick. How can you bring 7 Tanga MPs on the committee to try to do our BBI? How? Wacha tuende imalizikie kwa Supreme Court ndani. Hiyo mambo yenye endelea. Duale cannot purport now to like Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga. When he went publicly and said the BBI is like a mazi, he sold people is like a shit. Because he first supported the BBI because he respected Mzee Yusuf Haji. When Mzee Yusuf Haji died, he turned against the BBI. Now he's telling people it is very good. Mulete, bring it on. How do you put Kuria on a committee? What brain has Kuria code? This one is the lunch beggar. Ash. Mtu anaomba lunch. In 2004, he was begging lunch. Now, today, he says, HMMP for Gatundu South. Ulipata wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Have you seen Kuria ever write about my name on his platform? Let him write. Ndio nitaenda huko na auctioneers. Wewe, athereri. Mwache. I bailed that boy from industrial area. Even Uhuru himself left him. They got annoyed because I had to pay money to bail him. You remember when they left him in industrial area prison? You remember? Onyali, do you remember?
I do.
When he had no bail, 242,000. Ziko wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Alete pesa zangu. Fuck God. That. Let's come back to the subject in Kisumu live. The man is there, Miriam. Interrogate him. I'm waiting. If he makes a mistake also, I'm hammering him. He's in Kisumu live. Tawish Ole Sasana. Wake up. Mzee, we are ready for you, Tawish.
Tawish, good morning. Can you hear us?
Good morning. I can hear you, Miriam.
All right. Yeah.
Yes, I am not putting you in tension. I'm sorry, the tension has lowered it down. Now take
yes.
questions from Miriam.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Tawish, earlier when we were speaking, you were there was a press conference that was taking place there. I don't know what is the latest in terms of the preparations that are underway in regards to the Madaraka Day celebrations tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you so much, Miriam, the panelists who are in studio, and everyone indeed who is watching us. I'm coming to you live from Kisumu, and specifically at the Grand Royal Swiss Hotel, where initially we had a press conference by the National Committee on Celebrations, especially on this matter of the Madaraka celebrations. I mean personnel drawn from the security apparatus and from State House, just trying to brief the media and the country ahead of Madaraka Day celebrations, which will be held here in Kisumu tomorrow. So basically, I think it was just a kind of polishing and giving a last kind of information that will be necessary really to inform the public and those who will be willing to come and be participants in these particular celebrations, which will be done tomorrow at Jomo Kenyatta Stadium, a place called Mamboleo, right at, of course, along Kisumu Kakamega Highway. In fact, it's I think barely adjacent to where I am now at the Grand Royal Swiss Hotel. So they were just trying to, brief the public that tomorrow there's a lined up, of course, activities, and the members of the public, especially those who have been accredited to attend these particular celebrations, must avail themselves there from as early as 4 a.m. just to give the security apparatus as well as the health officials an easy time. Remember, there's the question of the COVID-19 pandemic, and therefore everything is going to be done in a meticulous way. That is why members of the public, and especially guests who have been invited to attend this celebration, are asked to be there on time, so that it cannot give the security personnel as well as the health officials rather difficult time in as far as, of course, allowing these guests and officials to get access to the stadium where this event will be held. And I think another major thing that they've announced is basically President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to this lakeside city. The Madaraka celebrations are in tandem with the launch and commissioning of developmental project in the lakeside city, especially in the larger Nyanza region, that is Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and Siaya. And yesterday, even when President Uhuru Kenyatta landed here in Kisumu, he did go to Siaya, of course, to launch a water project. And there was also that other project, of course, road project in Yala. And there are so many other line projects, of course, today and tomorrow ahead of Madaraka Day celebrations, including the launch of the Kisumu port, the launch of the railways, refurbished railway station, the railway from Naivasha to Kisumu. There's the launch of the Kenyatta Market, which will also be done tomorrow. So those are the things they were just trying to highlight and reassure the members of the public that the plans are underway, like they were planned earlier. The event is going to be held at the Kenyatta Stadium. You remember last time there was actually those speculation that the event, the venue could be changed owing to the, of course, the spike in the COVID-19 infections in Kisumu particularly. But they have allayed fears and reaffirmed to the members of the public that the event will be held in Kenyatta Stadium as was scheduled, Miriam.
All right. And speaking about access, is anybody able to access that place tomorrow, or there's a special invite only for the Kenyans who would want to attend the celebrations tomorrow?
Miriam, a while ago, I just managed to get my, this is just, of course, accreditation card. And this is meant for the members of the Fourth Estate, that is journalists who will be covering this event. So without this card, as members of the press.
Yes, put it in the middle. We want to see Yes.
So
yes.
as members of the Fourth Estate, without this, you cannot be in a position, of course, to access and be in a position to cover these Madaraka Day celebrations tomorrow. So basically, they're trying to put everything in order, to put everything into place to ensure that once you do not have an accreditation, depending on where you come from and what interests you are representing, whether you are invited guest or whoever will be attending this event, you must get accreditation. So we have different centers which are giving accreditation, and particularly this was meant for the media personnel. So once you have this accreditation, then it means you can access the ground. But again, we've equally been asked to make our way to the stadium as early as possible so that we can make it easy for both the security personnel and the health official. Remember, they will be washing of hands and sanitizing, and of course, trying to see whether the question of temperatures and all kinds of things. So it is going to be rather a meticulous thing that will need actually ample time. And therefore, people are asked, those who have been accredited, to get to the stadium early enough, Miriam. So it's not about every member of the public really to access the stadium tomorrow. I think it's for the people who have been accredited and those who are invited guests that will only get access to the stadium tomorrow. Remember, the capacity is over 30, but the committee on these celebrations say that they anticipate a maximum of 3,000 or less people to attend tomorrow.
All right.
Miriam.
Thank you. And just before I let you go, I know President Uhuru Kenyatta has a fully packed day full of activities there in Kisumu. Has it started yet? And please remind us, what are some of the things that President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to do today?
Well, there are, I think one thing that is happening and will be important to note to our audience is that not every information is actually relayed to the media as per the itinerary of the president, and that is informed by the fact that once the members of the public get to know that President Kenyatta perhaps will be going to say Kenyatta Market to launch at a particular time, then the members of public will actually throng or crowd in that particular place, and therefore it will defeat the effort in itself to try and of course the issue of social distancing and making sure that there are not so many crowds actually pulling in an attempt to try and reduce the risk of spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so it becomes very difficult really to tell what time the president will be going there. So we are just given this update on a time basis or a need basis when the president will be going somewhere. Then the communication department gets to us at that particular moment. So as it is now, we cannot quite tell that there's a clear itinerary as to what time the president will be going to launch or commission which project, Miriam. And I think this is understandable because of an attempt to try and reduce rather the spread or the risk of spreading the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mm-hmm. What is the feel of the ground? Yeah, from the residents there in Kisumu.
Well, a while ago, as I was making my way, of course, I'm at the Grand Royal Swiss Hotel along the Kisumu Kakamega road or highway. I think it's slightly somewhere near Riat Hills. Quite a distance from the Kisumu CBD. And a while ago, I was, of course, at the CBD before I came here because, one, there was that accreditation, and there was also a press briefing from that Committee on National Celebrations. But initially, of course, like I said, even yesterday and today, the people of Kisumu are really pregnant for President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit, and the delegates who will be the delegates and dignitaries who have already made their way to Kisumu, and those whom they expect to arrive maybe later today or early tomorrow ahead of the Madaraka Day celebration. So quite an impressive kind of trip by President Uhuru Kenyatta. More so, the people of Kisumu expect so much from him, not necessarily because of the Madaraka Day celebration, but by the fact that he's commissioning and launching projects that, one, have been completed by his administration, and those that his administration intends to actually, of course, undertake between now and when he leaves office next year. So the people are really jubilant. They are expecting so much out of President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit, and I think they are also very optimistic that the handshake that has brought these all goodies should actually live, or it should be sustained, so that they can continually see the benefits of working together with the government. They allowed former Prime Minister Raila Odinga for finding it fit to work with President Uhuru Kenyatta, because again with it, they have seen a lot of goodies, a lot of developmental projects actually being undertaken in the Lakeside City and Nyanza as a whole, Miriam.
All right, thank you so much, Samuel Tawish from Kisumu. Back to you, Doc. Doctor, if you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning, Miriam. Thank you very much. I would like to take Tawish to a regional contest, because the context upon which Kisumu is being widened up. There are about 17 wagons that are going to be commissioned carrying crude oil or super oil towards Uganda. I want to bring in that aspect as a Pan-African, a man who likes East African integration, the man who wants Kisumu to work, the man who wants the East African community to work. I am most humbled for the first time today as a Ugandan to see the wagons being flagged off to go to Jinja or Portobello to deliver crude oil or super oil, which will save quite a lot of costs on the road, accidents on the road. So Miriam and Tawish, I would like to look at that aspect and the panel to discuss the benefits of the opening up of Kisumu. 2, the widening of the Kisumu to an international hub. The airport is already receiving international planes. The plane carrying president of Burundi is landing, can land. How many regional other bodies, delegations, Tawish, have you seen as an investigative journalist? You know your role is to smell here and smell here and see who is there and find out. Are there delegations from South Sudan? Are there delegations from Uganda? Are there delegations from Tanzania? Most of the northern part of Tanzania relies on Kisumu. I think people didn't know this. They think Kisumu Railway takes on the goods to Uganda. No. The most of the ports across the hinterland around Lake Victoria in Magufuli land relies on Port Kisumu for quick transportation of the goods across and even ships transport. Tuko na stima zinaenda kutoka Kisumu mpaka Mwanza. For our viewers who might not be understanding Kiswahili, I'm saying there are local transport ships that carry luxury people across to the other parts of East Africa. So my question, Tawish, have you seen any delegation? How are Ugandans around Kisumu? Are people apprehensive? I talked to one journalist in Uganda this morning, and he told me it will quicken the supply of fuel, which takes many days to arrive at their petrol station. That's my question, Miriam.
Okay, it's Tawish.
Very well. Thank you so much, Dr. Masanga, on that question, and Miriam. And I think maybe if I should respond with the first question as to whether the kind of dignitaries rather I've seen in this particular city. Actually, there are a number of dignitaries. There are a number of course, guests and officials who have already arrived, not only from Kenya, but I think from the rest of the region, that is East Africa region largely, who are here specifically for the event, the Madaraka Day celebration. But I think of keen interest is the launch of those developmental projects that to a large extent affects positively the operations and the trade between Kenya and the rest of the East Africa community. So I think like Dr. Masangas did put it, there just are so many here in Kisumu, drawn from different countries. You can't quite tell, but again, looking onto the kind of security detail that is actually put in place in the entire Kisumu city, you can quite tell that we have a high number of dignitaries. In fact, where I am here at the Grand Royal Swiss Hotel, I can quite tell you that I've noted there are so many, of course, guests and officials who are here and specifically for that event who are putting up here at this particular hotel. And that in itself really tells you that we have quite a good number of officials who are here. And to the second question as to regards the launch of the Kisumu port, of course, alongside other development, but I think of keen interest is about the Kisumu port launch. And I think this more signals the resumption of the bulk exports through Lake Victoria, which has been dormant for more than 2 decades. And I think this is one thing that has been hampering, of course, business and trade, especially between Kenya and some of these countries, especially landlocked nation like Uganda. The government has refurbished this Kisumu port at a cost of over 700 million Kenya shillings, a key facility along Lake Victoria, which also has Mwanza, Musoma, and Bukoba port facilities, that is in Tanzania, and Uganda's Entebbe, Port Bell, and Jinja. So what does it tell? This port, once it has been launched, it's going to be a big game changer for cargo heading to landlocked countries, especially Uganda, which remains the predominant transit destinations through the port of Mombasa, with an average annual transit traffic of 7.8 million or to close to 8 million tons in a given year. So essentially, the opening up of this particular port is going to be a key, of course, a key factor in as far as doing trade between Kenya and some of these countries. And therefore, with this port becoming operational, Miriam, I hope it's going to take a sizable amount of cargo from the roads after being ferried to Kisumu by road from both the Nairobi Inland Container Depot and Mombasa. That in itself also is going to decongest our roads and therefore make it easy even for transportation even along the road. Or rather the road network to be easier and smooth. So it's going to decongest also our road. This port will also help the people of East Africa to grow their shared culture and values, because again, with the movement and trade, people mingling together and doing this kind of trade, they will be improving in terms of the values, inculcating the values and cultures amongst the East Africa community, and economic growth is also going to be enabled through this port, Miriam, once it's open. It also depends on the new sophistication of interlocking of cultures that comes with, of course, intermarriage is something that we all appreciate, that once this has been open, it makes it easier for people to mingle. So basically, I think that is what we'll be anticipating ahead of these various launch and commissions of projects here at the Lakeside City, and more so, even as we await, of course, the Madaraka Day celebrations tomorrow, which will be, of course, graced by President Uhuru Kenyatta himself, and the coming in guest from Burundi, that is President Evariste Ndayishimiye, so who will be of the chief guest, of course, tomorrow in the Madaraka Day celebrations, Miriam.
All right, thank you, Evariste Ndayishimiye. Doctor, back to you. Okay, that is
yes, Miriam. Another dimension. The importance of the arrival of President of Burundi. Can I put a question? And the question is, don't you think we are going to have a road from Mwanza to Burundi? From Mwanza connecting to Burundi, connecting Museveni's road, which has passed Rwanda, which is going to Burundi. Because now, have you seen, I don't know whether you look, both all of you on the panel are thinking the way I am thinking, that President Museveni has dug a road, bypassed Kagame to Burundi. And I am told yesterday, the graders have already started. With Museveni, he ordered the army. You know, the army in Uganda, UPDF, they do those type of things. They have bought the graders, they have gone. Now, I think the Kenya government, to harness what is taking place, is also to have a road. If you look at the map of East Africa properly, the positioning of that road passing from the Kagera salient up to Bujumbura or to the port entry of Burundi, Kenya is most likely. We see quite a lot of even pipeline right from Port Mwanza or one of the ports, Bukoba, not Bukoba, Mwanza, because Bukoba is on this other side, if I'm not mistaken. I have not forgotten my East African map. This one, this way Lake Victoria is here. This is Mwanza. This is Bukoba. This is, I am looking at the lake. This is the Kagera area where we passed those days on foot. So I am suspecting, Tawish, you as a journalist, an investigative special assignment man on the ground, you are our eyes. Don't you think people in those coffee shops are even drawing strategically business going to Burundi? How is the business community? Now that we shall have Burundi ladies coming across to Kisumu by ship, we shall have Burundi businessmen coming to pick their goods, clear their goods in Kisumu. What is the environment on the ground? Before we leave you to go, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that question. And I think, like I said earlier on the question of the port, and it's, of course, imminent launch, which will be done sometime today. One of the things I've mentioned clearly there is the anticipated, of course, the sharing of culture and values amongst the East Africa community. And that essentially also implies that there's going to be mingling and intermarriage. And when you talk about the Burundi, of course, the Burundi ladies coming over through the Lake Victoria.
Burundi ladies also, and the men, both.
And the men, of course, that is what I wanted to say.
The men in Burundi are very tall, taller than Matanga, and the ladies are tall. Yes.
So they are both tall. That is it,
yes.
Dr. Masanga. So
yes. It is also tourism. Jermaine, Professor, you agree with me? The economy does not feed only on money. Economy feeds on all aspects of life. There is a lot of tourism that is going to boost Kisumu as a city. Sure. Yeah. People would land direct from Bujumbura, Tawish into Kisumu. Yes. And that is tourism. Honestly, Air Bujumbura will land straight. You don't stop people. Maybe there is a declaration by the president, and don't quote me when it comes out, that, well, I told you that from today onwards, Burundian citizens will be allowed to come into Kenya without ID, with only their ID. Again, when it happens, tell me I'm near Elijah. Thank you very much.
Okay, Dr. Thank you for that update. And I think, Dr. most of us really are speculative of what is going to be this visit. Is not more of like just coming to, of course, to grace the Madaraka Day celebration. It must be significant in its own way, owing to the fact that the President Evariste of Burundi is of course a new president who's just come into office a while ago. And maybe he wants to try and familiarize himself with the leadership club of the region, which in itself is very, very critical for him, especially coming into place as the new president. So that is also very key. But like you've said, Dr. Masanga, as and when that happens, if the president is going to make that declaration to the effect maybe of giving free entry or free entry for the Burundian citizens who will be getting into the country, and as to whether Burundi as well is going to reciprocate the same, or the larger East Africa region, is something of a wait and see, whether President Uhuru Kenyatta is indeed going to do that. Of course, I understand they will be having a meeting at the State Lodge, and thereafter there will be a communique coming from the State Lodge, especially from the communication team of the president, so that we can reliably be informed as to what exactly will the two presidents and maybe the First Lady of Burundi and Kenya would have discussed in as far as all these various issues are concerned, especially the relationship between Burundi and Tanzania, and especially on the tourism front, especially now with the launch of this Kisumu port. And like you hinted, Dr. Masanga, now the people of Rwanda, the people of Burundi, I beg your pardon, being in a position actually to land directly to the Kisumu airport without a lot of course, obstacles or actually hurdles being put forth. So I think this is something that's just going to be a wait and see, and really whether President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to make some of this announcement that some of us are really speculating moving forward, Dr.
Thank you very much. I am told my camera is out of focus. I don't know who has made it out of focus.
It's okay now.
Yeah, who made it out of focus?
It was out of focus when you were talking. I think you touched something and it got messed up, but it's okay now.
Myself.
Yes, when you were talking, but it's okay now. It looks good now.
Yes, this is somebody from Kisumu ringing me that your camera. This from the State House in Kisumu. They are calling that the camera is out of focus. Yet I'm hitting the. Who is making the camera out of focus? Thank you very much, Dawish. I just want to ask you to have your please. I've asked somebody from the Media Council of Kenya to give you your mask. I'm not comfortable. Yes, please put it closer to you.
Actually, I always carry my mask. I just removed it.
Please, I've asked Mr. one of the officers, and I paid for that for 10 masks for all my journalists from the Media Council, which you have seen them.
Yeah.
Written here, Kenya Media Council. I would like you, he'll give them to you, you bring them to the office. Thank you very much. Keep your mask on, my brother.
Okay.
You don't take any risks. Don't take any risks. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But otherwise, anybody who has a question, whoever has a question, Professor, maybe you have any question for Tawish before he leaves?
Tawish, I want to know what is the mood of the members of the public?
Very well.
Tawish, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, Prof. I can hear you.
What is the mood of the members of the public?
Well, the members of the public are actually so much excited for this event, one being held, of course, in Kisumu. Possibly it will be the first time ever that Madaraka Day celebrations are going to be held in the Lakeside city here in Kisumu. This will be the 50th. I think Madaraka Day celebration ever since Kenya, of course, got her independence. And therefore, the members of the public are so much excited that the government of Kenya, through President Uhuru Kenyatta, found it fit to actually hold this event in this particular city or region. And therefore, they're expecting so much out of it, especially because, again, with the coming in of the guests and these officials, I mean, the town is very busy. Businesses, of course, are booming, and the hotel industry is also actually booming as we speak now, looking onto the effects that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought. I mean, it has all along been a low-key kind of attendance, especially for hotel industry. But now again, with this kind of event having to be held here, there have been so many guests who are coming to Kisumu here, specifically for this particular event for the last almost 2 weeks. And especially when you look at the security apparatus who have been here, I think they've been camping in this particular city for the last over 1 month, just trying to do preparation ahead of this event. So in terms of the business front, I think on the tourism itself, it has made it easy and possible for the people of Kisumu. And they're so much jubilant and excited that this event could be held here. But again, far from it, I think it is more of the these projects that we've been talking about that the president will be launching or has been launching ever since he actually landed here yesterday. Most of these developmental projects, of course, are meant to uplift the lives of the people. Uplift the lives of the people of Kisumu and by extension the western part of Kenya. So indeed they have a reason to be happy, they have a reason to be joyous with this kind of event coming into place. Earlier on, of course, there were some murmurs when the government chose to actually have a caveat or a limitation upon which or within which the people are going to attend the national celebrations at this stadium. But again, with the understanding of the COVID-19 spike, they are taking it positively, and there's not so much lamentation as to the government's decision really to limit the attendance of the members of the public in the Madaraka Day celebrations tomorrow. But away from that, every other thing every other aspect, I think the members of the public really are very happy and excited that this event could not have come at a better time to you, Professor.
My last question, Miriam, if you can excuse me, okay. How is the food, Tawish? Is there? No, honestly.
Yes.
I am interested.
The next question.
Our next visit is me and Miriam and the crew. I have to be taken there. We want to know how is the food the fish, the whole of it. Have you hammered how many so far?
I had a second question, Doc.
Our viewers wanted to know the type of food, the preparations, the welcome, and but the food, surely. I have seen so many of my friends, Wahome Tuku, Pauline Njoroge, they are posting big fish there, big on the table. Can you also post some big fish for us?
Well, thank you so much, Dr. The big fish is there actually, but it comes to
Have you
cost.
eaten some?
Yes, I'm actually coming to that point, Doctor. I'm actually coming to that point. Yes. I had a chance to have one yesterday. It's called Rech in Kisumu here. Of course, the tilapia is a favorite delicacy, especially among the Luo people. And as you come here, if you leave this city actually without having a bite of tilapia, then you will not have visited Kisumu or the lakeside city, Dr. Masanga. So personally, I had a chance to have a lunch yesterday. I had actually tilapia and some ugali and greens. I can tell you it's very delicious. And no doubt, of course, the people from Kisumu and the western part of Kenya, a very good cook for your information, Daktari. And so you'll not be worried of a good meal if you are to order one. Especially in one of these good hotels. Even if you are to move around the little known kibandas around the CBD in Kisumu. And so, Daktari, the food is quite good. And I think I'm enjoying my stay in Kisumu. The people are actually receptive. And I can tell you, it's been so easy. I've had a very easy time, especially moving around the city of Kisumu and also having my time to give you these live updates right from the lakeside city.
Oh, okay.
My final question, I had a second question. I only wanted to prepare because I want to demystify that the goodies are not going to benefit the people of Luo Nyanza, but going to benefit the entire region. And my second question, Tawiz.
Yes.
As you are coming from Kilgoris, going through Kisii, around Kericho and Kakamega and Nandi, how are we going to benefit by the coming up of these goodies to Kisumu?
Well, thank you so much, Prof, for that question. I think when we talk about the launch of these projects, take, for example, the railway, the meter gauge railway from Naivasha all the way to Kisumu, of course, through Nakuru to Kisumu. It speaks more of how, of course, the products, agricultural products can be moved from one region to another. It makes it so easy to move and also cost effective and also very easy to move products from one place to another. It also makes people themselves actually to travel with a lot of convenience and ease. And also at a lesser cost for your information. So generally, I think with the opening up of these projects, like for example, the one I've mentioned on the meter gauge railway, and when you look onto the road that is supposed to be launched all the way from Mamboleo, which will be connecting Kisumu Kakamega Highway to Mamboleo, then all the way to Muhoroni, if I'm not very wrong. So it makes it very easy, even for the sugarcane farmers, to be able to get their canes to the market or to the mill with a lot of ease. And so essentially, it is going to ease business. It's going to ease movement of products and services from one location to another. Of course, I've highlighted the issue of the tourism. When you launch, of course, the port, it makes it easier for people to move through the waters, and therefore, essentially, what I'm saying is that these projects are not more of the people of Kisumu or the lakeside region. It is not more of only Kenya. It's actually more of regional. It's more of benefiting Uganda, benefiting Tanzania, benefiting Burundi. And so if it benefits Burundi, it benefits Uganda, it benefits Tanzania, and every other country in the region, essentially, it means that it primarily benefits the locals within this region and Kenyans by extension, Professor Onyari.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tawish. We wish you a good, you can join us in the next one top of the hour for the Pan-African Forum SADC Summit, which we are holding, where Miriam will be leading us through up to 1 o'clock. Then later on, if there are events that you want us, I am on standby on this machine at any time. Yeah. If there are events, if you send us your program and the program of His Excellency the President, The studios will adjust themselves, and myself, I'm available to take any questions at any moment. But for now, we want to thank you very much for the courtesy, tenacity, the steadfastness that you have conducted and eaten that fish since you arrived, and continue to eat the fish, and continue to actually, don't forget to carry some water. I will tell you why. Part of the problems of African cleansing is the water from Narubale, Lake Victoria. Well, for people who don't know why that lake is called Lake Narubale, Victoria is the queen's name, but the real name of that lake is Lake Narubale, which means there is a stone down there which holds the water. And who knows? And I am now just suspecting, Miriam, who knows? There might be huge oil in that stone, which we have never tried. But the way Wazungu are coming slowly, tomorrow or the other day, Tawish, and the panel, you will find that they have discovered that oil. Why was it called Narubale? Narubale, by Onyali's Uganda contacts, means stone. Rubale, Libale, Lake Narubale. So I'm scared there might be oil in that place. And I'm scared that Tawishi should not mention this thing in Mujingo, so that again here fireworks and the Karanja starts on me. I am not the one who took Mujingo Arela. So please, Onyari, forgive me. I'm an innocent bystander. And Mujingo is we are talking about East African community. So don't bring in this thing now. I am just trying to preempt a situation where Kirimi will ask me where is the island. So Miriam, there is that notion, Narubale, Rubale. It means there was a god of a stone by the Baganda Chintu. So when you go towards the Homa Bay, you find lots of Luganda. The people in Homa Bay are more connected to us across in Uganda. Thank you very much. I submit. And I think we have done our service this morning. And thank you very much, Miriam. I came in at a hot hour and I went out very cold.
All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Bye-bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.